Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We have new information tonight about the crash on I-94 that left two Moorhead teenagers dead near Dalton, Minnesota. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Ray Qualvog, father of Zach and Connor, says it's about finding the truth and closure. The Minnesota State Patrol is asking the public for their help in identifying a semi-trailer that's believed to be involved in the crash that killed the Moorhead boys. The semi has a dark blue cab, and you can see here the picture on your screen. We first brought them to you this morning on valleynewslive.com. The semi is a late 80s or mid 90s Kenworth model tractor with a sleeper area. The trailer is white. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop joins us with what the father, Ray Qualvog, of the two brothers, has to say. Ashley?
One step closer. These are just a few of the words Ray Qualvog used when it came to finding closure for his two sons, Zach and Connor. Qualvog says it was a combination of people that helped figure out and find the pictures of the truck. Once the investigation was closed, Ray says it was his mother's idea to check all the videotapes they received from the investigators. The Qualvogs, along with Minnesota State Patrol, looked through the videos and determined that the dark blue semi was in the vicinity during the time of the crash because the time the truck went through the Red River Scale and later passed a State Patrol squad car. Ray Qualvog says that his wife and him will continue to work and find closure.
And my wife, we're just the type of people in a lot of different ways in life. We don't like things undone, if you will. And this is just undone. We need the truth, and we need that closure, and then we can move on from this.
The Qualvogs say their billboard signs will not be going away and will continue to offer $50,000 reward for more information locating the semi and what caused the crash. New billboards are in the works and will have pictures of the semi truck on them.
All right, Ashley, thank you. If you have any tips regarding the semi, give the Minnesota State Patrol a call. Coming up tonight at 6. Hear more from the father about how he says that this step forward for the family is what he believes his sons would have wanted. Well, it has been an overcast, cold, and kind of foggy day out there today, but we've got some weather moving in tonight. Let's go right away to Hutch Johnson to get the latest. Hutch?
That fog been a pesky problem for much of the valley throughout the day, and it's causing some freezing drizzle across the region with temperatures just below freezing. Some slippery roads are likely to develop. Now, we are seeing the radar showing some snow in southern Clearwater County, Mahnomen County, northern Becker. Also another batch near the Red Lakes area along Highway 2 out to the west in portions of the central Dakotas. Reduced visibility is under a mile at times near Carrington. If you're traveling south towards Frisco, we'll have more on the forecast, but tonight you'll see hit and miss flurries of snow all the way south to Omaha. Temperatures this evening are coldest up near Langdon, and there's a look at your visibilities. Carrington, 3/4 of a mile. Give yourself extra time and care to travel. Fog, haze, and freezing drizzle this evening. Snow developing, and it will accumulate in some areas by morning. Some shovel trouble. Your hour-by-hour forecast is coming up in just a couple of moments. Stephanie, a look at the travel forecast between here and Frisco as well.
A lot will be interested in that.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Fargo police have identified a woman that fell to her death at the high-rise near downtown Fargo last night. 44-year-old Wendy Melrose was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say they're still trying to determine whether or not it was a suicide. They say her apartment was locked with a deadbolt, and they don't suspect foul play. Melrose lived on the 17th floor, and the window she exited was broken out. Fargo police say about 100 calls were made to dispatch from that high-rise building yesterday, but they weren't able to track whether any of them came from Melrose. A man who was arrested last week but was let go after police decided they didn't have enough evidence took officers on a high-speed chase overnight. Police are trying to find John Hamry. Moorhead police say an officer trying to stop Hamry for making an illegal turn tried, but instead of stopping, Hamry took off and the chase started. Police say the officer backed off when speeds reached more than 100 miles an hour. Now, Hamry's car was later found abandoned near the Convent Road on 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. If you got information about this, please call police. Call it perhaps an unintended consequence of the president's recent announcement of his executive actions on gun control. It's about to get easier to buy a suppressor, a fully automatic machine gun, or other previously restricted weapons. President Obama's executive orders removed local law enforcement from part of that process. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric has more.
They're referred to as CLEO, the Chief Law Enforcement Officer for your locality. It used to be CLEO had to sign off on the paperwork for you to obtain some types of weapons. Now this 248-page document sent to the ATF, quote, eliminates the requirement for a certification signed by the CLEO.
I believe they're positive. I mean, I'm down with that. People are always going to find a loophole around anything that they have with laws and regulations. But I'm down with keeping people who might not deserve to have guns or might have issues with them in the possible future. So I'm totally up for, background checks and everything on that for, gun control.
Devin Shellbarger says if you have any better options for this issue, speak up. He says anything needed done. The level of violence in recent memory necessitated it.
I don't think it's something Obama should go about an executive order with. Rather, present it to Congress and let the majority decide. Congress better represents us.
Brian Illing says he doesn't own any guns, but he's not okay with these new rules. He says nothing really needed to be done on the gun rights issue to make us safer. The document outlining the new ATF rules also includes discussion of comments received pertaining to these local law enforcement changes and says, quote, the most commonly cited alternative was to completely eliminate the requirement. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Now, we did reach out to Cass County Sheriff Paul Laney for comment, but he was not available today. A man and woman were arrested over the weekend after a hotel mix-up in Fargo. The incident happened at the Super 8 on Interstate Boulevard. A customer staying at the hotel returned to his room and found that his key no longer worked. Well, with the help of a hotel worker, the customer was able to enter the room but discovered two strangers there. The customer said several items of his were missing. After police conducted a room and vehicle search, they arrested these two, Sean Stelling and Nikki Skoog, for numerous narcotic charges and possession of stolen property. In tonight's Schemes and Ripoffs, the Moorhead Police Department says someone may be trying to get money from you by posing as a member of the police department. The caller claims to have an open case to collect money that's owed and attempts to get payment information. Now, if you get a call like this, police recommend you ask for the caller's contact information and do not provide your personal information. The financial markets have gotten off to a rocky start in 2016. The Dow closed down a whopping 251 points today. It lost 1.47% of its total value. It all means that your retirement accounts have been taking a hit in recent days. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson breaks it down and talks with a UND economics professor to see what the rest of the year may have in store.
In 2015, the S&P 500 had a total return of only 1.38%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was basically a break-even investment. And unfortunately, a UND economics professor says we can expect another rocky, lackluster year.
So volatility and risk are clearly going to be very present in the economy. There's little reason to believe that we're going to see much more than what we've seen already, which is low growth. And likely lower, steadier growth than what we would prefer.
Flynn says one potential uptick could be in oil prices with continuing problems in the Middle East. However, he says several factors will create big swings in the overall market this year.
The presidential election, the Federal Reserve engaging in increased interest rates at this point, and then international events are all combining to really give you outsized moves based on very little information.
Forecasts of low growth with a lot of risk is not the kind of news that people keeping an eye on their retirement accounts want to hear. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Crude oil prices were more than 5% lower today after tumbling below $35 per barrel for the first time since 2004. The Bison Nation is bidding farewell to their team as they head down to Frisco to fight for another national championship. Coming up, we'll bring you there.
Mild temperatures but soupy conditions across the valley as some of the season's coldest air pools to the north It's heading our way for the weekend. We'll have your impact in the forecast coming up right after this.